But why do you think I'm in a Bronco suit today? Right? You're damn right they can. And Russell Wilson's just one of those guys that elevates everybody's level. And so it's interesting to me because when you get one of those guys, it's amazing how much you learn about your football team. And I've said this for the last 6 years. I think the Broncos think they're working hard. I think they think they're preparing. I think they think they're doing everything they can do. And then Russell Wilson is going to walk in and they're going to be like, oh, damn, we ain't doing what we need to do. And so, you know, when you talk to Russell, one of the things that fascinated me, so I always sit down and talk to guys about how you would prepare, or how do you prepare, how do you go about your business? Because I want to know, as a broadcaster, as a guy that calls games for Fox, I want to know, wait, what's the best way to break down a defense? What's the best way to look at an offense? So I asked Russ, what's your schedule like? He goes, oh, well, Sunday night after the game, I watch the game. I rewatch it. Just from a pleasure standpoint, just to watch it. And then I go down and I break it down again, and I break it down from a coach's film standpoint. Then I put that to bed, and then I start dissecting our upcoming opponent. I look at them in third down and short. I look at them third down and medium, third down and long. I look at their dog package versus their blitz package. I look at them, what they are in first down, what they are in second down. Are they an overfront? Are they an underfront? Do they play cover 3? Do they play cover 1? Are they a cover 2 team? Are they too high safety team? So I break it all down, and then I do that Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I put a 15-page dossier together.
Dossier?
For all my receivers, all my coaches, all my running backs, all my offensive linemen. And oh, by the way, I sneak in some trick questions in there. So, and I said, well, give me an example. He goes, well, I forget what the name of the San Francisco 49ers is. Is it Sourdough Sam? So I think it's Sourdough Sam is their mascot. He goes, hey, watch out for number 49, Sourdough Sam. This guy can really play off the edge in nickel. Just to see if guys are actually reading his reports. Like, this is the level of work that he puts in before they even start game planning on Wednesday. So if you don't think that that has an effect on guys that don't know how to win, you want to talk about instant culture change. Russ walks into that facility and instantly changes the culture. And that's what you saw with those workouts at his house in Rancho Santa Fe. That's his house, by the way.
All right, well, Dak Prescott got a whole football field in his backyard. That's his house. That's his house. You ain't the only one, Russell Wilson. Oh, I love you, Stink, too much to have to battle with you, but they're not taking over the AFC West. Must I remind you guys?
Don't tell me the Chargers. If you say the Chargers, I might walk off this.
How many times you going to say Chargers before I say it? All right, Chargers. It's going to be the damn Chargers. Y'all know this. But look, it's going to be anybody else but this Denver Broncos team. And Kansas City probably. 1-5 they were in division last year. Now, I know they didn't have Russell Wilson, but hey, man, it's a little bit of a climb here. And this is what that defense that Slick Rick is probably going to mention once again of how good they were last year. With that good a defense, with those weapons, you play KC twice. You guys went out there and you saw the Raiders twice. Then you saw the Chargers beat them the first time. Second time, they say, oh, dog, we were sleeping on y'all because you couldn't beat anybody else. Molly Watt, 1-5 in the division. Good luck, uphill climb for a quarterback who, as you say, works so hard, Mark, and elevates others, except last year had his first losing season. Doesn't sound like elevation to me. Whatever, we know Russell Wilson's great. I'm up here being a little tongue-in-cheek. But in reality, they have to face quarterbacks, teams that are fully loaded. And this is a good roster as well, and I look forward to seeing what they can do. But I just think that climb in your first year in a new system, when you're coming off a losing campaign yourself, and you got a first-year head coach who we don't know anything about in this new role, I think it's a little too much to ask to say that this team takes over the AFC West.
Marcellus, you said that you liked using people's information against them. I'm going to use your philosophy, what I just had to endure in the previous segment about Matt Ryan and all the reasons that the Indianapolis Colts are going to be great because of their defense and because of their run game. And now Matt Ryan can be the difference maker there for them to win the division, but Russell Wilson going to the Denver Broncos and basically having the same equation.
Yeah.
The best, in fact, better equation. We are in agreement that the Denver Broncos have the best defense in the division, yes? We're in agreement on that, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
We're in agreement that they rushed for more yards than any other team in the division. We're in agreement on that, yes? Yes, we are.
Yes.
And so my only concern, and you mentioned it, Sellis, I am concerned about a first-year head coach, two first-year coordinators on both sides of the ball. My biggest concern is, does Russell Wilson make this all about Russell Wilson? What is his objective in going there? Because it doesn't have to be, he doesn't have to be MVP. To Mark's point, yes, you can elevate the culture and you can raise everybody's game. But if this is about the debate that was going on in Seattle that presumably led to his departure, which was, I need to be the show. I need to be able to demonstrate all the things that I can do. There are certain guys that coach, GM, owner, you do that with because they're good enough to take you there if you give them that latitude. Russell Wilson has not demonstrated that, nor does he need to do it with this Denver Broncos team. Like, they have everything they need. They just need him to come in and play his role, elevating everybody, leading everybody, giving them a passing game that they have not had. But overall, that's my only concern. Can they win the AFC West? Can they take the AFC West? Absolutely, they can take the AFC West. If Matt Ryan and the Indianapolis Colts can take the AFC South, then Russell Wilson and the Broncos can take the AFC West.
Okay, so here's two things that I'll refute. Not with you, Rick. I think you're fine on that. There's one point that I'm going to get after you about. But first off,
okay. I wouldn't feel right if there wasn't one.
In regards to the new system, all right, understand this, that he has been in a West Coast system for the majority of his career. And that goes back to Brian Schottenheimer a couple of years ago. Shane Waldron came from the Rams to implement the West Coast offense. Shane Waldron was, under Sean McVay. Remember, it's the same system they're running in Green Bay where Nathaniel Hackett comes from. So the terminology, the verbiage, all those things are going to be identical. They're going to be the same. There'll be some changes, obviously, based on what Russ likes, the input he gives. But for the most part, you're not learning a new system. So I think that's an important distinction there. As far as the all about me or the let Russ cook aspect of this, I think what happens to you, and I think what's probably happened to Russ, is Russ developed a team. If you ask him, he'll tell you, I'm going to play. Well, he said in the press conference with the Denver Broncos, I'm playing another 10 to 12 years and hopefully win another 3 to 4 Super Bowls, right? So as you progress in your career, you're saying to yourself, how am I going to do that? Well, I have to put a team around me. So I have a massage therapist. I have a nutritionist. I have somebody who monitors every step and every drop back. And what happens to you when that happens within that organization, you know what they don't like? They don't like your team of people dictating to their trainers how you should be handled. And that's where the disconnect comes. So think about this. Why did Tom Brady not finish his career in New England? Because they got sick and tired of dealing with Tom Brady and, more importantly, Alex Guerrero. Remember when they took Alex Guerrero and said you can't fly on the team plane anymore? Why? Because guys quit going to the training room for the New England Patriots and started going to Alex Guerrero.
Yep.
Because they saw the success that Tom Brady was having. That's where the disconnect, that's where the fracture of the relationship comes. So the Denver Broncos are walking into this thing with eyes wide open. They're like, oh, what, you got a nutritionist? Great, bring them in. Oh, you got an acupuncturist? Great. Oh, you got a guru of all things science? Please, bring that person along. They go with eyes wide open. So there's a huge, you're looking at it from a different lens if you're the Broncos walking in here. Also from the lens of, let me tell you something. We were 6 years in the desert without water. We need a quarterback, right? we need that.
Of all the takes on this show, including mine, that was my favorite take, I think, ever. Because, boy, you talking about pulling back the curtain. Hell yeah, it's going to be a problem. And this is what I'm saying, Slick. Beyond us going in the X's and O's, let's talk about the I's and the U's, the individuals who are coming. Russell Wilson's coming, and he's coming to Murderer's Row. That's what the AFC West is. This is not the AFC South. This is Murderer's Row. There's no two other teams in the division you could just go sleep on and nap on. No Jacksonville's, no Houston, Texas. Murderer's Row. And Russell Wilson has not, as you said, Slick, demonstrated fully that he can take the keys and take you exactly where you want to go. He was amazing as a backseat driver. He was amazing even riding shotgun. But then when they gave him the keys, said, let Russ cook, it was like, where are we going, Russ? And I understand the team around him started to erode, but he still had weapons. and it still wasn't exactly what you wanted to eat if Russ is the chef that he professes to be. Heller, please tell me yes or no. Do we have time to do our other thing? Oh, okay. Let's devolve this conversation to what it really is. It ain't about all these damn players in the defense and running game. Shut up, coach, first-year head coach. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. Now, I'm going to go to you first, Slick. I want to know your AFC West quarterback rankings in order so we can see who really wins this division.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Sure. Patrick Mahomes.
At 4?
Justin Herbert.
Oh.
Russell Wilson. No. I'm going from the top. I'm going from the top.
Okay.
Mahomes, Herbert, Wilson, Carr. And probably the great debate here, I mean, let's cut to the chase, is the Herbert-Wilson positioning, right? And for me, Wilson has the accomplishments.
No. Let's get Stinks first.
For me, pound for pound, it's just who's the quarterback I would want? I would want Justin Herbert.
You can't 8-mile this. Don't try and get your shots off before we get to go. Stink, let's see your list, because you never know.
My list is Mahomes, number 1, Russell Wilson, 2, Herbert, 3, and Carr, 4. And, I mean, I get, like, the Herbert thing, I understand he's 6'6". He is, he looks pretty. When was the last time they were in the playoffs? When was the last time they were in the playoffs?
Last time is no time.
Yeah.
Last time is no time.
It's no time. So you can't put him above a guy that's been to the Super Bowl twice and won one. So no, I can't go that direction.
All right, let me put my list up there before I defend my list. Herbie, number 1. What's up, baby? My brother from another, damn it. Patrick Mahomes, you know I got respect for you, man. I just think it's a little step back, regression, whatever. Russell Wilson, yeah. Talking about number 4, Derek Carr. We all got Derek Carr number 4. That's the highest number 4 I've ever seen in any division in NFL history. Now let me defend my guys. Oh, Stink, I know you've been married since high school, so you don't understand how the club works. Stink ain't been in the club since they invented clubs, right? So, Stink, let me just tell you how it goes in the club. Sometimes you can feel like you're winning, right? This used to happen to me. You sitting there, you got your table, you got your section, you got your peoples. You winning. Then all of a sudden it's about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and you're like, all right, starting to wind down, if you're in L.A. at least. And then all of a sudden you just see sparklers and fireworks. And you know what happens? Some NBA players are walking in and some actors are walking in. Well, they haven't been in the club yet. Like Justin Herbert hasn't been in the playoffs yet. But when he shows up, it's going to be a whole different atmosphere right there. Herbie will be in the club this year. I got to give him his flowers right now because I know everyone wants to take shots at him. Just the second youngest player ever to reach 60 career touchdown passes. Oh, Herbie, my man, most passing yards, passing touchdowns, 300-yard games of any quarterback in NFL history in his first 2 seasons. Can y'all put some respect on this man's name? And this is my last point. Herbie, last year he had more passing yards than Mahomes, Carr, and Wilson. There go y'all list. More touchdown passes than Mahomes, Carr, and Wilson. There go y'all list. Y'all better put some respect on my man Justin Herbert because he's showing up in the club. So hide your wife, hide your kids.